There was a night I went to the church to cry to God about my life. I had a tambourine, a Nokia torchlight, and my Bible and my jotter. The following morning, the pastor of the church, the venerable, asked them to go and call me out. I said I should never come there to pray again. I said, why? He said, you begged for permission to pray here. We always give you key. He said, but you brought the old town here. I said, I didn't bring the old town. I was the only one praying overnight. He said, no. He said, when the noise became so much, he opened his window. He saw we had on-gen. He saw crowd everywhere. They were playing drums. They were doing all those. I said, sir, if we have program, I'll tell you. He said, I saw you. Brethren, something is happening. If I could go back to the past, I will wake my friends who were sleeping when we were praying and say something is happening. I still have memories of people that when we say it's time for prayer and fasting, and they will escape. The future is always the report card of those that things happen to and those that missed it. Every time God shows up in a place, something is happening. See for a moment. Tonight we'll pray. My eyes began to open towards prayer differently towards the end of 2010. By 2011, I knew that I had to take my life more seriously because I saw that I was not far from any pattern. I saw it. Oh, there was a night I was praying. That's one of the things I love about. So this venue reminds me of a lot of things. It is similar to my prayer ground then, St. Jude's Anglican Church. All those Anglican churches like this. It's just like it has a pinnacle at the back where I can sit down for 3 days. There was a night I went to the church to cry to God about my life. I had a tambourine, a Nokia torchlight, and my Bible and my jotter. The following morning, the pastor of the church, the venerable, asked them to go and call me out and said I should never come there to pray again. I said, why? He said, you begged for permission to pray here. We always give you key. He said, but you brought the old town here. I said, I didn't bring the old town. I was the only one praying overnight. He said, no. He said, when the noise became so much, he opened his window. He saw we had on-gen. He saw crowd everywhere. They were playing drums. They were doing all those. I said, sir, if we have program, I'll tell you. He said, I saw you. I said, sir, I was the only one. He said, no. He said, you were dancing. He said, some people were even outside. They were standing outside. They were gisting and talking. I said, I'm the only one. Listen to what I'm saying. The Bible says we have come to Mount Zion, to the innumerable company of angels. When we show up to pray and the host of heaven shows up amongst us, brothers and sisters, something is happening. We are not mere noisemakers. There's a rub-off. When you will know is when you come face to face with what used to be a mountain, and now it's nothing. Because like Israel, you can say the Lord Almighty appeared to me. There's a mantle of prayer upon my life. I trust that God will pour on someone tonight. Don't joke with the opportunity for an encounter. See for a moment. Don't joke with it. I finished Bible study from church. We used to call it digging deep. I was on my way home. I would buy my noodles and egg and eat. And the Lord said to me, don't go home tonight. I want to walk through your land. He said, can you wait for me? I said, yes, Lord. I called about 3 of my friends. I knew those who would not say prayer is impromptu. So they said, we go. And we began to pray, worship. You must know when the atmosphere shifts. By 12 a.m. sharp, my eyes went towards the clock. I looked up. I saw the roof of the place we were praying shot into the sky like a bullet. Shot up. A presence descended into that room we were praying. We're praying in the vestry. And the vestry has some of these bishops' long chair. A presence descended on that place. That the people who were standing close to that place almost died. For days, I couldn't write English. And I don't know what language I was writing. We had one of the sisters, I was called her Sister Esther. For over a week, she couldn't speak English. She couldn't eat. Lost in the encounters. Because as a student of the word, I used to think, I don't want to get into error. I just want to find God. Till I saw the story of the strange prophet called Bob Jones. Have you heard Bob Jones before? If you have not heard that name and you feel you are called to the prophetic, that's one of the names you should research about. The night Bob Jones died, it was during winter. The hospital where he was admitted, the doctor said, I don't want to see him, because all these crazy prophets will start prophesying. So the nurses were taking care of him. He was stabilized at midnight, because the doctor has his own office that is the only one that knows the passcode. At midnight, he began to hear somebody punch in the passcode of his office. Nobody knows the passcode. And he was seated and said, who is this? I will catch this thief. And standing before him was Bob Jones. Bob Jones was the one who tells someone that, give me your phone number. When you fall into trouble, I will call you. Not you should call me, I will call you. I will know. So Bob Jones entered and began to tell the doctor about his life. And told him, now pick a pen and a Bible and a book, sit down. And he began to write, dictating things, events about the future. This is a verifiable story. And he wrote. And by the time Bob Jones was done, he walked out. Then the doctor jacked back to his senses and found out that he was dreaming. The only problem, however, with this dream was the fact that the note he wrote was on the table. He jumped up from that place, saw the note, and just for you to know how deep it was, he didn't write in English, he wrote in ancient Aramaic language that he didn't know anything about. He saw it. Then he rushed to the world where Bob Jones was and found out that he had died. That was how Bob Jones exited the world. The Bible said, men of whom the world was not worthy of. Prayer changes you into another man. Encounter with God, it changes your structure. If a weak man meets with God, he becomes strong. If a defeated man can have an encounter with him, he will come back with spoils of war. It doesn't matter what you're going through. All that matters is that you can say, the Lord Almighty appeared to me. I met him. Encounters changes men. I've heard people say things like, there's nothing like mantles. There's nothing like mantles. There is. I can tell you what was not on my life till Reverend Dr. Omar Opai prayed for me. I notice I go, and if I come close to a demon-possessed case, I've been anointed, but not this dimension. Garment can be added to your garment. Things are real.